Well, it's concerning because of how bad this defense was last year. And he was the one bright spot that we could talk about all season long with his production and his ability to get after the quarterback and actually keep Cincinnati in some games by turning the football over in opportunities. But, Boogie, this is one of those situations where there's only a few seats at the lunch table. And we saw the Cincinnati Bengals make a commitment to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase this offseason, which we thought T. Higgins might be the guy go and get paid as a number one wide receiver at another team. But you look at Trey's production, you look at what he's meant to this defense, you look at where this defense is based on what we watched them do last year, and you would think that they would absolutely want to bring him back. But ultimately, when you laid that table of making sure both of these wide receivers were compensated at a very high value, and obviously Joe with his contract, this decision was the last one to be made, and I thought they would be a little bit apprehensive. One, because money may be low in a certain situation, and also, how do you value this defense as opposed to thinking you can score 40 a game like they almost did last year?
Well, Big Swagoo, they're down not only one significant pass rusher, but two. Their first-round draft pick, Shamar Stewart, has not shown up for off-season activities, is not practicing with the team, has been in the building, and took the time today to basically poke fun or criticize the Bengals front office for its history of signings, saying that they put themselves in this position. They have not gotten him signed. They've asked him to essentially include a clause that would allow him or require him to forfeit guaranteed money if he got cut. It's complicated. It's a little convoluted. But the fact of the matter is the Bengals want certain protections in the contract. And the rookie first-round draft pick is there in the building, not only there, but criticizing the team while he is there.
Man.
And Shefty, look, thank you for that report, Shefty. Let me say this, man. Who the hell is advising these people? All right, when I was in Dallas, my deal wasn't done. Jimmy Sexton was my agent. He told me to go to my uncle's house in Riverside, California. Let me get this thing worked out. I'll stay in communication with you, and you show up after you have a contract and we have an agreement. Why in the hell? And this is not about talking to Shefty or any. Why in the hell is this man agent letting him be at minicamp? I get wanting to be around the team and establish a culture and all of that. Brother, you are not under contract with the Cincinnati Bengals right now. Let your agent handle that business, and then you show up when y'all have an agreement in place. I feel like his advisement is the worst part of this entire situation.
All
I
right,
just
so
had to get that off my chest.
He needs to
I went through it.
Hire you, Swagoo. No, it's great points to be said. Adam, did you have something?
No, it's just essentially a situation where he's there and he's not required to be there. And the biggest statement that Shamar Stewart could make is not showing up. That's the biggest statement he could make.
Right, and that's what, I mean, listen, that's what we see a lot of guys do. It all ends up working out at some point, or it doesn't, and they go somewhere else. That's not going to happen in this case, obviously.
I'm going to get my agent certification. I'm going to get my agent certification.
Go take a deep breath. Elsewhere in the division, the Browns quarterbacks continue to compete for the starting spot, and they were out at mandatory minicamp today. Shedeur Sanders spoke this afternoon about his comfortability in a crowded Browns quarterback room.
It's just a mindset, it's just an adjustment. You got to go and understand the situation that you're in and be able to approach that and get the best out of it. So you could view things as you're not getting reps in a negative way, or you could view it as, okay, when's my time to get out there? So there's no excuses, because when you get out there, nobody cares how many reps you got. Whenever you get in the game, nobody cares if you took a snap before. You know, like, they care about production. So that's the main thing. When you get out there, you got to be able to produce.
I like that. Well said by Shedeur. Our Browns reporter, Daniel Oyefusi, was out at practice today. Daniel, what did you see from the quarterbacks with your own eyes?
Yeah, Laura, it was a really busy day for the rookies, Dylan Gabriel as well as Shedeur Sanders. Coach Kevin Stefanski gave them the bulk of the reps in team drills, and they continued to show growth in this Browns offense, throwing for deep touchdown passes in team drills. Now, after practice, we spoke to both rookies who said that they're trying to learn any way they can in a crowded quarterback room, whether that be on the field, walkthroughs, virtual reality, and even picking the brains of the veteran quarterbacks in the room, such as 18-year vet Joe Flacco. Shedeur Sanders said, "I'd be a fool not to get insight from a former Super Bowl MVP." Now, we also spoke to Sanders about the lack of practice reps that he's gotten at times as seemingly QB4 on this depth chart. But Sanders said that there's no excuses for him. He's just looking to take advantage of every opportunity he gets. Now, when I asked Sanders what his goals were for this summer, he said he's not worried about the quarterback competition that looms over every practice. He told me, when it's my time to play, it's my time to play.
Really interesting. Thanks, Daniel. We'll keep an eye on that. That quarterback battle is going to be one that we will not be able to ignore. We appreciate your time. Tim, you brought something up even right after the draft, I think, about just how difficult it is to manage the reps with such a crowded room. In your opinion, with 4 quarterbacks sharing these reps, can Shedeur win this job?
To start the season, no, I don't believe so, Laura, because, the inside track on the reps are going to go to Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. And even some of the reporting now about how reps have gone with Flacco and Pickett kind of on one end of the field, and then the other end, kind of a separate group for, Gabriel and Sanders. Look, when you do that, it's not apples to apples in terms of the competition. It's the pro version of varsity and JV, when you do it that way. So there's not enough time, to give all 4 guys like a legitimate shot to be the week 1 starter. Now, it doesn't mean, guys won't eventually get their chance. It just means to start the season, that's how it's going to go. So until, you're getting reps with Jerry Jeudy and David Njoku and guys like that, that's not, you're not in the mix. So, look, but I would just point out what he's saying is exactly correct about even if you get 0 reps, you're expected to play well. That's a perfect posture to have for a young quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was handling the questions really well. More of the best from mini camp today. 25 teams, mini camps going on. Here's Kirk Cousins on his future.
Obviously, you'd love to play, but I'm not going to dwell on things that aren't reality in terms of that's not the situation I'm in. So it's better spent to be focused on the situation I'm in and controlling what you can control, and I think that's the right mindset to have.
Tim, you think Cousins has anything left as a starter somewhere?
I don't, because I think to acquire him and, whether Atlanta has to eat some of the money or a team is going to assume the contract, I just don't believe that that'll happen. And I think part of, what's going on too is Cousins' posture about being a pro, being a good teammate, probably being supportive of Michael Penix Jr. I think, will make Atlanta one of the best backups in the league, just a highly paid backup.
Man, everyone does need a backup. This is a great backup. All right, Bill started their mini camp, and running back James Cook, who's seeking a new deal, was in attendance today. He said this is why.
I like my money, do. Definitely do. But so that's why I'm here. There ain't no hard feelings. I don't ever have beef with nobody. Like I said, everything gonna work out how it's supposed to work. It's my team, and in order not to win the Super Bowl or compete for a Super Bowl and have a winning season, I have to be out there with my teammates.
Marcus, man likes his money. How vital is Cook in this Bills offense?
He's vital, man. In the great words of a former Buffalo Bills running back, I'm just here so I don't get fined. But I'm also wanting some more money because of the production that I put on the field. We see it here. Passing game as well. This offense got moving, and Joe Brady made him more of a focal point for this team to try to make a run at a Super Bowl. We know how important he is. It's just about how far are they away on the money and the compensation. I think it'll get done, but it may take a while. This is still, the running back market is a conundrum regardless of what we think.
Yeah, good point. All right, new on NFL Live, Mike McDaniel was asked if he feels like it's taken longer than expected to get a Jalen Ramsey trade done. Here's what he said.
I don't give a about what I feel. I don't even really go down that road of how do I feel about it. My job is to react and control my controllables and make sure that people are moving in one direction appropriately. Business in the off seasons allows you to speak to your team about how the focus of noise is a constant battle that if you're successful, you have to win.
Okay, Adam, what should we know about Ramsey and Jonnu Smith's absences today?
Well, Jalen Ramsey is going to be traded at some point in time. He already has said his goodbye to the organization And Jonnu Smith also is not at mandatory minicamp. The team has given him permission and excused him from attending so that it can go ahead and look for a trade partner. So we do believe that Jonnu wants a new contract, will be traded. There are two major question marks surrounding two players who were vital to this team last season.